Yo, what is up, yo? It's your boy Drew. I was gonna share this story that I already talked about on Benton's channel. Let me know if you can hear me in the chat, if the audio is good. But I wanted to give you guys some visuals, so I'm just gonna play this fighting game. I haven't played in a long time, and then the sound wasn't working when I was setting it up. So rather than mess with it, I'll just leave the sound off. But I told this story in Benton's chat. I know not everyone goes over there to hear about it, so I won't be doing a panel tonight. Um, Man, I haven't played this game in a long time, so don't laugh at me too bad. But it's the story about how I called my dad for the first time in it's been over 20, maybe close to 25 years. So I guess what happened is he started dating this woman kind of right before my grandma died, his mom, and then at the end of his grandma's life, whatever, my grandma's life, whatever, rather than him give a speech or whatever at the funeral, it was like the new girlfriend gave this speech, and she was like basically saying, "Oh, the grandchildren only liked the grandma because she gave him money or something." And I just thought it was really like disrespectful. No one knew who this lady was, and he was the man of the house. He should have been doing that, right? And anyway, so we got in a fight or whatever. I told him I'd never talk to him again, and I haven't all those years. And to go with the story is the dude's also a convicted child molester. So he never messed with me, but he messed with these, I guess, like family friends. And so I never wanted him in my life, especially, and then I had daughters right after that. And yeah, so whatever, right? So I lived my life. 20 something years goes by. And then I don't know, just recently I've just kind of had the urge to get in contact with him since I had the boys. Since I had the boys, and I don't know why I didn't really want anything from him. I just, you kind of wonder, I guess, wonder if he's a changed man or whatever. And I don't know. Anyway, so there was one phone number for him on the internet, and it didn't work. I called it, and then I had recently come across his like a box full of his stuff. So he, in that was like his class ring. So I was like, okay, well, I knew his address. I was pretty sure was the same, and I mailed him the class ring, and I sent him my number, and I was like, hey, if you ever wanted to get in touch, uh, hit me up. So he texted me, and we texted for a day or two before I called him. And I called him. We didn't talk for, I don't know, we talked maybe 40 minutes or so, and nothing too crazy. Just kind of talked about some family. He never said, "Hey, I love you, I miss you," or any. Not that I wanted that either. You know what I mean? But it was just pretty basic of a conversation. And so then the next day, within 24 hours, uh, this dude is the only picture I sent. He sent me a bunch of pictures of family, and the only picture I sent him was a picture of my boys. I wasn't comfortable sending him a picture of my daughters or anything like that. I sent him one picture of my boys. And so the next day he starts texting me like, hey, what's this weed or what's this pot? He kept talking about pot. I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? And let me pause this game. I gotta kind of bring this picture up if I can. He kept saying like, well, I got a picture, but it wasn't of your boys. It was of pot. Is that you or something? Let's see if I can find the picture. And I had no idea what he's even talking about. And I started getting kind of like short with him and kind of cursing a little bit in the text because I was trying to get him to understand this is not funny what he's saying, if it was a joke or whatever. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to find the picture. It was on Ben's when I did it. I should have had this put up because it's kind of a big part of the story. And anyway, it's like some like wannabe dude in a car with just bags and bags of weed, and he's in like a Maybach, and he's holding one of the bags of weed to his head like a phone. Well, apparently Ken Before the Storm has seen this before, and it's a meme, I guess. I never seen this picture. So finally, after he keeps asking about this pot and all that, he goes, "Well, this is the only picture I got from you. I didn't get any picture of your boys." And I was like, "What?" And he shows me, and it's the wannabe dude with the pot. And I was just like, "Yeah, this is not funny. I don't get if it's a joke. I don't get the joke you're going for or whatever." And then he's like doubling down. So he's like, "Yeah, you must if somebody's got control of your phone then or something." And I'm like, "What are you talking about, bro?" Like, I run a VPN on my phone, everything like that. Like, don't tell me that someone's got my phone. He just wouldn't admit it was obviously a joke or something. And then he goes, "Well, didn't you used to rap?" So I haven't talked to this dude in 23 years. I never mentioned that to him. And so what he's trying to do is he's trying to show this picture of this wannabe dude and say, "Is this you? Were you a rapper or something?" That's basically what which means he knows. He knows someone somewhere along the line must have told him I used to do that stuff. And he's just trying to, whether it's a bad joke or whatever. And I kept saying, "Look, dude, it's not funny. It's weird at this point." And finally I say, "Look, I'll talk to you tomorrow, but like, I'm not, it's getting weird." I said, "I'll talk to you tomorrow." And then he still like kept going on. And then that's when I said, "I'll talk to you tomorrow." And then that's when he goes, "Well, didn't you used to rap?" And then so finally I'd had enough because I'd given him a bunch of outs to not do that. And then I was like, "Okay, well, didn't you used to mess with kids, right?" And then he goes right away, he goes, "That's it. Don't ever contact me again," or something like that. I'm like, "Okay, dude, whatever." So I've been kind of processing that for the last few days, right? Because I don't really even understand what happened. And oh damn. When I think about it more, like I kind of realize the type of person he is, because I don't really talk to him, so I don't know much about him. But it seems like when I think about it, he's just kind of like a habitual line crosser. So he was trying to determine where the line is with me, so that he could cross it under the guise of a joke or something. And I don't know, that's what it seems like to me of what he was doing. And he's probably never had anyone ever push back on him like that, right? Like, I'm willing to bet there's no one in his life right now besides family anyway, but nobody that especially knows what he did. And so for me to be able to drop that on him, he probably definitely not used to someone pushing back that hard on him. And then I was thinking about a couple of stories that I knew of him when I was young. So when I was young, he was okay. He was a gambler, and he was big time into the horse tracks and stuff, the horse races. And so he would take me like to, gambling and stuff. Like, kids don't really, I mean, I guess as a kid, you kind of like to see the horses, but something to do every time you go see them, it gets pretty lame. And I was just thinking of like some of the stories. I told the one story when EBT, when I talked about this on the EBT stream before, is one time he brought me to it was just like you rent a cabin, and they get a lodge, basically. You get a boat and you go fishing and everything. It's kind of all inclusive, I think. He took me to this lodge and he caught like a fairly decent sunfish. And I think if just by renting the place, they're willing to put a picture of you up on, this was way back in the day, so it was a Polaroid picture. And they would put a Polaroid of you on the wall with your like favorite best catch or whatever. So he took this like sunfish that maybe it was a crappie, I don't remember, but he he filled this like crappie or whatever, the fish, full of rocks. It was so weird to me. And like, to get more weight, obviously, because then they weigh it and then they put it on the wall, right? Like, I just never really understood that, right? Like, why is he Like no one's gonna see that picture and be like, "Wow, man, this guy is such an angler, dude. We need to know who this guy is." Plus, there's like hundreds of pictures up there, right? It's not like it's just pretty exclusive or anything, and it's just for that lodge. And I don't know. I just thought that was weird. And then I don't know. One of the other crazy stories that I've been thinking about is, oh, I messed up. Is that when I was little, like the girls that he messed with, the little kids, like since I knew their mom, still he would have me. I was little, like I didn't know any better, right? And he would have me go and ask the mother if the mother would make him like some special meal that he liked or whatever again. Like, when are you gonna make me this meal or whatever? Like, I mean, can you imagine the gall that this dude like touches your kids? It's not an accusation or anything. He's convicted of it, serves time for it and everything. And then he's got his kid asking like, "Hey, when will you do this again?" Like, I guess at that time I didn't really realize it because I was so little. But then once I got older, I kind of realized that he was super messed up, right? And then I mean, just the nerve of somebody to, "Hey, I touched your kid, but I'm gonna ask you for favors or something like that," like, and expect it. Like, wow. And another story I heard once, I don't remember where I heard this story, was he got like a new car or something, and the car like either died down in the road or it was dying. I don't really remember if the light was on or whatever. But what he did, I guess, is he just pulled into some random person's driveway and like blocked their car in and called the tow truck. And when the people came out and the people were like, "Hey, you need to like get the fuck out of here," I guess the dude was like, no, refused to even leave or pull the car out so that these people, he's in their own property and stuff, man. It's super, super crazy. There's a few other stories I don't know if I can think of them right now, but the stories that when I was kind of piecing it all together, it just seems like he's the type of dude that he likes to see where your line in the sand is and then kind of cross your line in the sand under the guise of like, "Oh, I'm just joking," or "It's a joke," or something like that. Um, I don't know, man. It's just been a weird experience to kind of try to process all this, what's happening. And I mean, I talked about it on Benton's, and Kim before the storm and Aphrodite were there, and they were kind of, they gave their support for me about talking about this, and they both kind of agreed, like, yeah, it's a good thing that he revealed himself right away to you rather than, a few months go by or whatever, and then you figure out that he's on some games or whatever. At least I didn't really waste any time. And, oh man, that's good to me because the dude couldn't even make it 24 hours. So we talked on the phone, and then it started getting weird the very next day. Damn, I suck at this game now. I used to be able to do like 100-hit combos. Can't even do it no more. Yeah, El Sensei says it was good to get in contact with him, but now stay away. Yeah, I feel like I definitely don't regret it. I feel like, at least now I know I'm not gonna, let's say he passes away or something, I hear about him passing away, I'm never gonna be like, wow, like maybe he was a changed man. Maybe I should have reached out or something, you know what I mean? Like I definitely don't regret it, and it definitely wasn't on me when I gave him several clues, like, "Yo, you need to like stop talking the way you're talking to me," because it was getting weird already. Damn, this game's hard now. I used to be really good at this. I don't know. I'm just kind of at a loss for words about. I don't know if people have ever experienced that, because it's like it's kind of a weird thing for me because it's like he didn't do anything to me, like, but I still understand like he's harming other people and stuff like that, like, and that's kind of part of the reason why I'm so against archaics is because I saw those kids, like, and I saw firsthand how it affected their life and for the worse and everything, right? Like, and still to this day, grown adults, and it's hard for them. Oh, damn it. I messed up. I don't know. It's just been hard to think about, not even hard to think of. It's just been a lot to kind of process, because I didn't really, even though all these things that I'm saying about him now I've kind of pieced together in the last few days, like I think unconsciously or subconsciously I already kind of knew that about him, but I never really like sat down to kind of say out loud like what his problem is, why he's like that. He's definitely a narcissist is for sure a big part of it, but it's even more than that. It's like damn, did I win? Okay, I won. Yeah, Jeremy A says the best thing to do is say you're crossing my line, even if you're joking. I did basically say that. I wish I had my phone on me right now. Do I? I basically said, hey, your jokes, or I said, this is getting weird right now, and I don't know if you're joking, and if you are, I don't get it right now. I don't get it, and it's not funny. And then I said, I'll talk to you tomorrow. I'll text you tomorrow. And then he kept pressing after that. And I had already a few times before that, I kind of was getting short with him, and I started to kind of add some swear words in there so that he would kind of know that, like, hopefully he knew. But then here's the craziest part is when I told the story on bed, and I forgot about this part of it, is that, so the dude got convicted in court of that, and he went to like in Minnesota, it's in Shakopee. It's called it's like the Shakopee Correctional Facility, which is a workhouse. So this dude got convicted of touching little kids, and then he always had the job at the post office. So he was in the Vietnam War, and then he had the job at the post office, which was there we go. So this dude is in lockdown at night, but during the day he gets to leave the cell and he gets to go walk the streets door to door. He's the door to door mail carrier. I mean, think of how fucking crazy that is, that the post office has a dude serving time. He's convicted of it, and they got this guy out there driving door to door, interacting with people probably. I mean, it's absolutely insane to me. And I also said, like, that the fact that the dude was working for the post office, then that means he probably just took his time when he was working, right? Like, your other option is to go back to this cell. And I do specifically remember him saying something about, like, the first night he was there was like guys doing it, and he was like, he thought it was so like gross or whatever. Like, dude, you're a predator, dude. Right? So he was able to just walk the streets slowly, have all this interaction with the public, walk at his own pace, and then when he gets back there, then he's just locked up or whatever. So then they would take me. I remember going to see him a few times as a kid, and being you got to talk to him through the telephone and the glass and all that. So this dude can go door to door to strangers and everything like that, but then when you go see him, he's got to be behind a closed door. He sounds homophobic. Stevie J says, yeah, he was very like anti gay people, right? Like, here we go. I got this shit now. Oh man, I messed up. Damn, I thought I had it. Yeah, he was always like get really like angry or like grossed out when he talked about homosexuals and stuff like that. RT says, I'm glad Drew was able to get this off his chest, but at the same time, so sad for him. I mean, I'm not even sad, dude. It's somebody, it's basically like a stranger to me, right? Like, I haven't talked to him since what, 2000, probably the year 2000, maybe 1999, right? when he had that woman give the speech at my grandma's thing, I was like, this is it, man. I was so fierce. My grandma was like, Grandma Oni, shout out. She was like one of the nicest people ever. And to just have some stranger up there just saying stuff about her, like, I'm pretty sure everyone was mad, but I don't know if anyone really ever said anything because I lost contact with his whole side of the family after that. Um, yeah, like I said, if he was he was the man of the family, he should have been the one saying something. And even if he was uncomfortable with like death or whatever and didn't want to say nothing, he could have I don't know, just not had basically some stranger doing it. Oh, I'm gonna get rocked here, man. I'm getting rocked. Damn. And then it made me wonder when I've been thinking about it. I wonder if anyone in his life knows what he did. I wonder if his wife even knows what he did. That same lady is his wife now. So I don't know if I think the only people he might still talk to is his like immediate family. I don't know if he has any friends or anything like that, and then that wife. So I don't know if that family ever told him that. Told her, I mean the wife, that's what. Damn, this guy's gonna mess me up. I don't know if the family ever told. Dang, I'm gonna get rocked here. So I almost wonder if she doesn't know, but if she doesn't know, she's got to know. I remember like a few years ago when I did look him up on. Oh, dang. Damn it, I fucked up. I looked him up on Facebook a few years ago, and there was like pictures of him and his wife on like trips and stuff because he says he has all these like what do they call them, timeshares or whatever. Oh, one. And it was like pictures of him and his wife on these like vacations, and then there was this nasty young, not young but younger, like I don't know if it was a prostitute, but it was like a tweaker looking bitch that was with him on the. I'm like, who the fuck is this bitch? I doubt it was that lady's, the wife's niece or anything like that. I mean, or like some family member. I guess I don't know. It's possible, but why would that person be on these vacations with him? I almost wonder if it's like a prostitute or something. And if it is, maybe the wife knows all about it. Maybe the wife is into all kinds of weird shit too. So yeah, that was pretty much it. And it's just I think it's weird that he was able to still maintain his job and be out there going door to door. And I think what happened, I should actually look this up because I don't know much about it because my family purposely, no one ever really like talked about it. I think he got convicted of this stuff like just right before. Yes, that's Arthur from Ghosts and Ghosts. It was like he got convicted just before it became way more serious. I think back then it was more. I don't want to say it was a slap on the wrist because it was more than that, but it was before you had to register as a sex offender and everything. I think it was like right before all that. If I remember right, I think that was when, if you guys are old enough to remember, there was that Different Strokes episode with Arnold where the dude with the bike shop was like trying to touch him and stuff. I think that was kind of the introduction and the programming of that stuff into the mainstream as like, we're going to take this as a way more serious crime now. So I think it was like right around that time. Maybe he was like right before that. So I don't think he ever had to register as a sex offender or anything like that. But even though he was like convicted, and then in his paperwork too, there was other stuff there was like a son he had that he paid a one-time fee, lump sum, $2,000 in the '80s for this other son to never to not be a part of his life, and he would never have to pay anything again or anything like that. Which he actually told me about that when I was younger. He said, "Yeah, you do have a brother somewhere out here or something," but it was just to see it, the actual lawyer's forms and everything, and to see it, and it's like $2,000 he paid just to get out of this other kid's life, and then basically, I don't know, ruin my life, I guess, right? And then it was a detriment to me growing up to becoming a man, and that's the guy I was looking at as that's the default programming that I saw as a man, and he wasn't there ever for me to teach me to throw a ball or anything like that. You know, I had to learn that stuff in the streets from other people. Or like my sister at one time, she had a boyfriend, and he was willing to take me out and teach me how to catch and teach me how to hit a baseball and everything like that. But that was, man, I was already in like fifth grade or something at that point. You know, I should have already been able to hit them balls and stuff like that. So I didn't get into those stuff till way later. And just more than athletics, though, just like being able to handle situations and stuff as a man. So it seems like that my father, he's just like a classic narcissist. You know, nothing can bother him. Not even oh, I got a kid here. I'll just pay some money. I don't want to ever deal with it. Oh, I got another kid over here. Well, now I'm gonna barely ever see him, and then even all those times I stopped talking to him when I was a teenager for like 2 or 3 years because I kind of realized how fucked up he was. And then I started talking to him. I talked to him for maybe like a year or two before my grandma died, and then I didn't talk to him. And so definitely combined has been over 25 years that I haven't talked to him of my life. And I don't, to be honest, man, it felt kind of good to just call him out as a predator. like that wasn't my intention when I called him. It wasn't like, hey, I'm here to call you out as this. You know, I didn't really have any intention. I guess I wasn't really looking for a relationship, or I was just I just felt the urge, man. I don't know how else to describe it. I just felt called to kind of reach out to him. And like I said, there was no, hey, I missed you. Hey, I love you. Hey. And it was just kind of like, hey, you know, what are you doing? What's your job? Blah, blah, blah. It was like, I would have like the guy that was the best man in my wedding, Tim. I haven't talked to him for years. That was my best friend growing up. You know, if I were to talk to him, it would be way more like warm. You know, me and him have a way tight bond, even though it's been years since I talked to that dude. It's probably been like 8 years now since I talked to him. And even before that, I hadn't talked to him for a few years, but we reconnected like 8 years ago. We were still like, you know, super tight. And so I'm saying if I connected with that dude, it'd be warmer and more loving connection than if I then connected with my own father. Yeah, and American Ball Guy says it sounds like you handled it as well as you could at the moment. Yeah, I didn't do anything. I just basically texted the dude, or I ended up sending him his mail. So I sent him his little class ring back, which was, uh, you know, this dude's old. He's at the end of his life. He could have at least tried to have a relationship or something with someone, but he couldn't handle the fact that there's someone out here that knows what he did and isn't afraid to call him out by his bullshit. So I'm willing to bet that everywhere he goes, he's always fucking with someone. I bet a waiter or anything like that, he's kind of testing them, pushing their little buttons and stuff. And I understand he was in the Vietnam War, and that definitely that fucked him up. He would hear sirens at night, and he would like wake up screaming and like foaming at the mouth. He was almost like he was still asleep, right? And he was like just frantic and stuff. Like, but that's no excuse because there's tons of people that came back from the Vietnam War and didn't do any crazy shit like that. And the only thing good that I got, I guess the only good information I got out of him was I asked him about my grandfather, because my grandfather died when I was maybe like 2 or 3 years old, maybe, or something. And there's pictures of me with him and stuff, but I don't remember him at all. And I asked him about his dad, which I knew a little bit about. I knew he was a huge drunk. And yeah, he told me his dad was big time drunk. And there was a bar that was like literally like 4 or 5 houses down from Grandma Oni's house. It was like right there. And so this dude died. This is all I knew about him, is he died on the walk home from the bar to his house, which is like 5 houses away. He died in the middle of the street there. So apparently what my dad said is that he had like a big aneurysm or something in his head, or they told him like, hey, if you don't quit drinking, this thing's going to explode in your head or whatever that's called. Hey, is that an aneurysm or something? And then I guess the dude just kept drinking and drinking and drinking. And that's why he couldn't even make it home. He just, whatever happened, that shit burst in his head. And he just died in the middle of the street, like trying to walk home, a few hundred feet, couldn't even make it. So yeah, that's that side of the family. And then he told me how that grandfather used to, which I knew about this too. Grandma, when he told me he would come home and he would be beating her up and stuff. He would, because he was so drunk, he would come home in the middle of the night and be telling her, "Hey, woman, make me some food or whatever." And she's sleeping. It's in the middle of the night, and then he'd get all mean and stuff because he was all messed up. But that's kind of the only thing I kind of knew. So I don't know, man. I just wanted to kind of talk about it because I know that not everyone's seen it on Benton's, and I do appreciate. I'll go back and read the chat. I haven't been looking at the chat too much, so I appreciate all the people's kind words. And then when I did talk about it on Benton's, Aphrodite and Ken before the storm gave me they had a lot of nice things to say about it, and good perspectives and stuff. So that's it, man. And I'll see you guys tomorrow morning, I guess, when I go live again with Benton. We'll be doing this morning show as much as we can coming up. Hopefully we can continue to grow that. Maybe around the last 2 days have been 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. So I don't know if we'll stick with that. That's a pretty good time for me. Maybe 9 Eastern, around there. And I'll do an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. And then I'll do, I can push everyone off over into Benton's and try to grow that Benton's channel too. Oh yeah, these cutscenes are nuts on this. This is PS3. All right, man. I guess that's it. Thanks for letting me rant. I just wanted to kind of get that off my chest. Yeah, okay. Smiley says get Streamlabs and Stream Elements. I'll work on getting my grifting game up. I'll work on it for sure. I got to get some stuff going. There's always Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Get chalked up on all three if anyone did want to donate. But yeah, otherwise I appreciate you guys' time. Peace out.